Leo, Sun, Moon, or Rising November 2019 with me, Lada from astrolada.com. And I have quite a few good news, but let's start with the more difficult ones. Mercury is turning retrograde from the start of November. The first 20 days, we're going to have Mercury retrograde in your 4th house. There we go. So this will be a period when you're trying to arrange matters concerning to home, to property, to place of living. And things might be a little bit in the air because Mercury is invisible. It acts unpredictable when it's invisible, and it's in the retrograde as well. So, for example, you might have a plans to do this with your family or to move here or there, and Mercury says, you have to be patient. You have to have plan B, plan C, something connected to your home. You might, for example, be trying to sell or buy property. Mercury retrograde can tell you, okay, the selling is being delayed because you have to do A, B, C, and D, or you have to present the property in a different light or with better professional pictures, so you need some extra documents to move or to change, you know. So it's not recommendable till the 20th to do anything like life-changing in regards to your home and property. For example, to relocate to a totally new place. You can go back to a place that you've been before. I'm a Leo moon, and on the 6th, we're moving back to where we used to live before. You can also decide to redo something in your home, to rearrange matters, you know, to deal with things that are from the past connected to your home that need tending to fix something in the garden, to maybe do some renovations. But again, because Mercury is retrograde, it takes a bit longer, but it can do a very great job. But the results of that great job connected to family, to home, will be only visible from the 21st of November when Mercury turns direct. And any complications connected to your home, to your family, to place of living, to daycare, to parenthood, you as a parent, they get solved by the 21st of November, and something really good comes after that. It's like you then prepare if you have to arrange documents to take children to daycare, or if you have to arrange documents for something to do with property, or prepare something to do with relocation, but don't do, or if you're going back somewhere, that's okay. You can also revisit your home with Mercury retrograde in the 4th house. You can go back, you can reconnect with family members, extended family, or with mother. You might have to help your mother or your family with something that they have issue with while Mercury is retrograde. On another level is that Mercury is the planet of communications. When it goes retrograde in the 4th house, you might feel tempted to say things in regards to the rules of your family and the roles of the family members that have been piling up in you. And you burst out now. You can no longer keep it. You might tell to your wife or your husband, this is not, we have to change that. It cannot continue like that. It bugs me. You're supposed to throw out the rubbish on Wednesday. You have not been doing it. Or I want you to take more responsibilities. Or a family member can tell this to you. They can say, okay, we have to do things differently in this family now. So some more heated conversation can come up sometime in the first 20 days with this Mercury retrograde with your family in regards to matters concerning property, place of living. And it doesn't mean avoid them. No, they need to be addressed. You need to honor this Mercury retrograde, which wants to fix your home environment, your family environment in the most balanced way, but which means we have to confront some of our fears. Some more intense words can be said because Mercury is in Scorpio, words that bite, biting words. But, not to worry, because this whole thing concludes with a very positive result, because Mercury after that becomes visible and direct on the same day. So it's something new is being born on the 21st of November. It can be the birth of a new place of living. It can be the birth of a new carer to help you with your family or with your mother or with your children. New circumstances in your family that are more relieving, that brings more order, more system into your life, that brings more things to go according to plan and to flow smoothly. The logistics of your family life and home life and caring responsibility and parenting responsibility become so beautifully aligned after the 21st of November. And if you have to buy or sell anything with property and stuff, it happens after that. But Before that, you're working on making those things happen. You're working on to align them to be easier. And when Mercury becomes visible and direct, you're going to see the results of that. And they're going to be, yes, it's more stressful when it's retrograde and you have to put more efforts. But when it turns direct and becomes visible, you will be very satisfied with all the hard work you put there concerning your family and home. It will give great results, 3 times more better results than you expected. And then we have another huge event happening. For the first time in 2 years, Mars is being born. It's the rebirth of Mars. It was invisible for the last 3-4 months. Sorry. And when a planet is invisible, especially Mars is our drive. But Mars for the sun, for Leos, Mars is the general, you know, you're the sun, you're the king, but your general has been sleeping. Your general has been sick, you know, for the last few months. So yes, you have, for example, a new great idea and you want to go and do it, but Mars, the general that needs to go and fulfill that idea, he's the workforce. He's the you know, the power that you can do it with. He's been like, oh, I have the cold, the flu, I can't. So you might have felt like, yes, I have new ideas, but oh, I don't have the energy or the drive to do them. Now this will change. Mars is becoming visible. It's being reborn from the very start of November, which means like something connected to this house. It's being, and this new projects that appear, this new drive and ambition that you're going to start feeling from the beginning of November, it will, and especially some new initiative that you'll start, it will probably, you'll be involved with it for 2 years ahead, because it will be only in 2 years and something that Mars again will be reborn in a different area of your horoscope. So be giving an impetus for a different focused activities. So the 3rd house, let's see what it is. The birth of new focused activities happening, very hectic activity that might take a year or 2, connected to anything to do with media, with marketing, with sales, with advertising, with commercial business, with writing, with speaking. You might initiate, or with some business activities. 3rd house is a business house. Mars loves passing days. Not only passing, it will be born there. So you can get excited again and ambitious about some, for example, for me, it will be making more videos, that, you know, getting excited about making a lot more videos on YouTube again, having the force and the energy and the possibility to manifest it in visible way, you know. For someone else might be a new business project. For me, it's also going to be like a new website. I'm changing everything, new website, the business, but it's going to take me a 1.5 years to get this done fully. So you see how it really clearly shows where you're going to get activated for not only now in November, but it will be the start when you put the first steps in some commercial, in some business activity, in something connected with working with a small group of people or a team of some sort, connected to traveling of some sort. Can be the birth of a new traveling opportunity or a new vehicle. 3rd house is vehicle, you know, the birth of a new vehicle, the birth of a new course, to study something, to learn something. You can get excited a lot about acquiring some difficult skill. The 3rd house is the house of skills, of mastering something, and Mars loves it there because Mars is the soldier. It likes to do difficult things. Doesn't want to sit resting in the spa. You know, our Marses want to go, and now finally it can go. But with 3rd house activities, as I said, I told you, writing, speaking, business, media, communication, information, internet, business activities, and learning some new skill as well, the birth of that. So also maybe collaborations, active involvement in with associates of some sort, or in a small group environment. Also, it can be the birth of new associates that are more male in nature or have more fire in them, like Aries or something like that. It can be also the birth of 3rd house is siblings, relatives. I'm not saying they'll be born, but they can be new initiative that you start with neighbors or with siblings or with relatives. It's also co-workers as well, teammates, playmates. On the lower scale, it can be the birth of some argument with such people, some conflictual situation, because Mars also unfortunately has quite a rough side to it. So it can create the seeds of some future antagonism with such people represented by the third house: workmates, teammates, colleagues, relatives, neighbors. But the ultimate goal is that you have to innovate something there, because Mars is the planet of innovation. It wants to move things around, change them, shake them. It wants to get involved to fix things on your own. Mars' ultimate goal is to fix things. So even if there is such seeds of some kind of a stress there, it's only because he wants you to create, starting from November, to perfect that area, to fix it with such people that I enumerated. All right, but hectic work that can carry on for 2 years almost after that, connected to third house activities, maybe busy, a lot more travels, short travels, a lot more busier moments of increasing communication, the birth of the receiving of a new laptop, the receiving of new communication device, a phone, you know, all of those things. Okay, and then I kept the best for the last. It's the Venus conjunct Jupiter on the galactic center. I even put it here in my background because this is so rare. I don't think it will repeat again in our lifetime, that the two benefics, the two planets with the most perfect energy, harmonious energy. One symbolizes angelic love, it's Venus. The other one symbolizes angelic wisdom, Jupiter, aligning on the galactic center, which symbolizes the Father, the Creator, the most creative impulse. And this is happening in your 5th house. Such a powerful and positive house. Let's see what this can bring. That's towards the end, on the 23rd of November, but you can feel it a week before or a week after. You can feel it. It's like a tremendous gift from the universe with the most harmonious and powerful cosmic bodies aligning at the most powerful. It's like like a pulsar that sends us towards our solar system, the most inspired energies. So happening in your 5th house, for some of you, it can indicate the gift of a child. 5th house is children. Another one can indicate that something fantastic happens in the life of a child. It can in the life of your child, if you have such a child. Something very positive, like a blessing, like the child aligning to its destiny, or aligning to its right path. It can also indicate love. The 5th house is love, but this will be divinely blessed love. So if someone appears in your life, if you're single and someone appears in your life, towards that time, it can feel like divine. It can feel like some connection, cosmic connection that you're having, like a blessing. Or if you're already in a relationship, this can ignite a strong burst of love that you experience towards your partner. It might be rekindling on a love that goes on a much deeper level than just loving their body or having fun with them. Love that goes to the heart of things, like almost like a divine ray of love that you feel towards them. It can indicate some big blessing coming to you in your love life and through loved ones. The 5th house is very creative house as well. The two most beautiful planets aligning there, you can have some creative inspiration and impulse and a burst that you create something that is a very high level, that can help humanity on a high level. So it might be music, it might be video, it might be art, it might be a story, anything that you create on your own, it will have the magic touch or the divine blessings of the best cosmic bodies. Yeah. And some of you, as you, Leos, are considered one of the most creative, intelligent signs, as the channelers of the energy of the sun, of course. The sun is the most creative planet. And this is happening in your 5th house, which is naturally the house of creativity and the sun. So it can be some powerful alignment for you to be recognized in some way, for you to feel the applause of others, for you to feel the joy of life. The 5th house is how a child feels when it's in the flow, and almost like becoming a co-creator. The 5th house is very creative, to co-create. You can have some almost like a magical alignment towards the end of the month where you can manifest something, that you feel like, I'm like Midas, whatever I touch turns into gold, or whatever I want, it aligns at the right moment, at the right time. It's like you're co-creating with God, basically. And as I said, around the 23rd of November, I've been saying to everyone, but for you, if you want to contribute to the world with some new creative idea, with some, if you want God to grant you with some powerful insight, with some powerful creative thought, original idea, make a prayer, connect to the energy of Jupiter, Venus, and the galactic center, because it will flow into you. What else is the fifth house? Is the flow, feeling joy, feeling being center of attention, being recognized, receiving something as a gift if you're involved in fashion, in arts, the creative arts, so all of those things, performance. But otherwise, it's just like the joy of the heart. If you're not someone out there in the public eye or whatever, you can just feel you're flowing, you're at the right place at the right time. You can have some very beautiful romantic experience around that time. You know, like feeling in love. And you don't necessarily always need a partner to feel in love. You can just feel in love with life, with the moment, with, you know, and that's when we download the biggest inspirations as well. So thank you so much, Leos. Hope you enjoyed that. Very interesting month. And do check my early bird special for 2020 for each of the signs. Each video is 2 hours. So you can check Leo, or you can check your ascendant, or sun, or moon sign. And they're just $6.99 if you get them till the 21st of November. After that, Mercury is becoming visible, and they become full price at $9.99 per video. But also the written horoscopes are ready. There's 60 pages each, so a lot of in-depth information. Thank you so much, and I will see you next month.